Ahoy! Well, it's been a while since I switched my character to Archer, so I had enough time to sell my wizard's old items and get a new set. I can almost say I completed the whole thing, or at least spent all the alls I had after selling my stuff, so here are the results that you've all been waiting for. Let's start from the top like last time. My amulet is still the old orange one from a vacant hazardous valley. Yep, it's been over 1,500 runs since I won the rolling for this, and I still haven't found a better one. They are awfully rare. The rings are still the same as they were on my wizard, and yes, I still don't have Tempuse's ring. Well, tough luck. I haven't seen one dropped in over 160 runs, and I don't want to buy service until I at least get the chance to see one in normal runs. Anyway, that may take a few more years since nobody ever wants to do normal runs anymore. The headgear, well, there isn't really anything special about that. I had the exact same one on my wizard and I managed to do a trade luckily. My Astro bike is also pretty old. I kinda got lucky with upgrading since I had a bunch of account bound superior cores and had +2 as a result of trying at +16. I bet that wouldn't happen for another 50 tries. The epaulet is next. Well, I can't really say anything interesting about that, I guess, so let's move on. Chaos belt. Well, I used to have a +13 one, but I actually traded that one in for my current pair of gloves, which you will see very soon. This Halloween event has made me enough odds to buy +11 relatively fast though. You can watch me farm those stones while I'm talking and showing my stuff, by the way. That will probably be like 50 million alls by the time I finish this video. My Carnelian is also the same. I've been wanting to get a higher grade one, but there has always been some other upgrade to my set that had slightly better results in damage or survivability. So this one will have to wait. My first orbs is actually the last thing I bought for my wizard. I mean, +20 Sigmatal had almost as much magic attack as Mithril at +17, and it was a hell of a lot cheaper compared to highest grade 49 damage 7 rate one. My coat is, well, I admit it might not have been the best choice, but I was offered that in a trade, so I decided to go with it. But I guess 2% chance to deal triple damage is still better than hitting like 100 points more with 8% amp, so it's not that bad after all. My other orb is a highest grade one. I had to replace my trusty old Topaz orb because I no longer needed so much critical rate, and I must say Force Archer has terribly low magic attack compared to Wizard. Like so low that I've got 300 less, and that's with better orbs and divine upgrades since that wasn't available when I was still a Wizard. Well, here are the gloves I mentioned. I'm pretty proud of that, as it's an item I probably never will replace during my Cabal career. That is, unless I hit the jackpot on the lottery and get so much money I will have some to spare on this game. Oh wait, I'm not even playing the lottery. Oh well. The earrings are still the same. I'd like to emphasize this: never underestimate the power of health steal in dungeons. Of course, that is if you're doing anything below Tower of the Dead B3F. Inside there, they may be useless when things kill you with one hit. The bracelets, well, the one on the left also belonged to my wizard, and the one on the right only recently found its way into my inventory. I didn't craft either of those. I had over 70 tries with bracelet crafting, and there was only one with penetration, but that one had terrible stats, so I sold it later on, and bought this one. Now the boots. Just like my gloves, I don't think I will replace these in my lifetime. Having a full set at Terrorgrace grade, except coat which is barely higher, my defense isn't anything spectacular. So I still get killed rather easily in PvP, but I don't really care, to be honest. I'm mainly focused on dungeons anyway. I don't think there's anything interesting about my effectors. Art of Sniping is a perfect one because I believe it was worth the money, and Quick Move, well, it will do the trick for me, I think. My charm is still +5, and I'm planning to replace it with +7 or a combined one as my next item. The reason for that is that Art of Sniping has a cooltime of 2 minutes and my battle mode lasts 94 seconds right now, plus 45 more if I extend, which means I can use it twice in a whole battle mode. However, even if I start it right at the beginning, I won't be able to enjoy the full duration at the end, so I need the extra 6 seconds. My Arcanas are still the good old ones I had from the very first bingo event that made its way to the European servers. I think I completed around 12 boards, and those two were the only ones still standing after I failed upgrading the rest, so I have kept them ever since. A bit of advice, don't ever upgrade chaos items unless you've got backup, or safeguards, since now those exist as well. And the last thing equipped is my Talisman. I actually think the best thing about that is the health steal limit. Unfortunately, higher grade ones are extremely expensive, so I probably won't have any of them in the near future. As you could see on my items, I don't really like gambling, so I only upgraded them until plus 17 and Divine level 1. I suspect the Divine Stone prices should go lower in the future, but I think I will buy seals at level 6 or higher anyway. I don't open those Halloween items either, so I haven't been able to get them to level 3 with those. Now, the stuff I don't always have equipped. There's another critical ring that I use to replace Ring of Luck while using Aura. And there's a pair of defensive earrings that I use for mission wars. Also, I've got an Amulet of Resistance, but I use that one extremely rarely, you could say not at all. And there's a nice source of extra MP while I don't have wizard buffs. It's useful in ADX dungeons when I forget to skip the synergy that lowers my MP, or when a Cap Force Blader decides to cast Unmove and mana freeze on me. Let's see what's left. Oh right, almost forgot the pet and costumes. Well, my pet is still the good old Carly. I needed a critical rate with Wizard, and I decided to keep this one because why not? As for the costume, it's also the same. Actually, having max rate in pet and rate in costume would be a better idea, but since there's a huge demand for pets with max rate, I don't think I will be able to afford anything like that for a while. A bit about the runes, well, I've got penetration maxed, I think that's something worth mentioning, and the following blended runes. I don't think that's too interesting, but here you go if you were curious. They are activated quite often in battle modes actually. My passive skills are visible here. I used to have both for attack rate on Wizard, but as Archer I no longer need them and I could go for defense rate. I use defense as the last one because 6.8k attack rate is usually enough for everything. Alright, I guess title is next. I still believe the one is the best one, no pun intended, for anything except PvP. The damage reduction and the accuracy sure do help a lot everywhere. And for PvP, I just use the title for Honor rank 20 due to the critical rate resistance mainly. Oh, and one more thing that I actually forgot to include in my previous gear showcase video. My merit progress. Well, first of all, there's the penetration tree, which I maxed a long time ago. It's an awesome addition. I kinda skipped additional damage ones because I don't consider them useful enough to waste points on. It took me around 60,000 merit points to reach that, by the way, but I'm not sure about that. The second tree I've invested a lot of points into is the one for defense rate and evasion. Actually, my interest was solely in defense rate because Force Archer can afford to have a lot of that. I block a decent enough amount of attacks on me in most dungeons. As for the evasion part, I thought that wasn't so important because from what I've noticed, even with an evasion potion level 3, which gives 7,000, I don't evade attacks too often. So another few hundred from merit wouldn't have made so much difference in my opinion. So I started putting points on the tree with defense and damage reduction. My goal here is to reach the expansion skills, then start developing damage reduction on the way. Until it's expanded, defense and ignore penetration are worth more than that anyway. However, from now on I won't have so much time to play and farm wars, so this might take a long time. That's about it, I think. I hope I didn't forget showing anything important, but if I did, feel free to mention it in the comments and I will do my best to answer. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. Ahoy!